everyone. It is us again. I'm going to move over a little bit.
Snuggle up.
Snuggle up. So today we are talking about the benefits of the quarantine because we've been talking to people and online, of course. Can you?
Yeah.
And texting people, and it's been fun. And a funny theme that we're finding is that people are actually kind of, the first week was painful with the quarantine. It was really hard to break the habit of life. But now that we're coming to the end of the second week, what day is it today? I don't even
Beginning
know.
the third.
Beginning of the third week.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been actually talking about some benefits. So
we're gonna talk about them too, incidentally.
Yes, because of this, I think it's good news, and good news needs to be spread. So, Emily, what's up? All right, so our first thing we want to talk about is we find for ourselves and other people that we've been getting more rest.
Yes, definitely feeling more rested and a little bit of maybe on the more natural rhythm of life instead of waking up to the alarm every day. Sometimes we will, but it's kind of nice just to wake up when you actually need to. We've been saying like every day's a Saturday because it kind of feels like every day's a Saturday. You don't go to church on Sunday because you just do it in your living room.
Yeah.
So church in your pajamas. But apart from that, every day's kind of feeling like a Saturday, although you want to kind of do what you need to do to
We still have to work and things. But yeah,
that's right.
It's like for us, we don't have a set schedule. We work from home. We're our own bosses. So yeah, we've been sleeping in kind of. The kids have been sleeping in. That's been nice. But the other thing, not even just literally about the sleep, is the slow pace of life that we're all experiencing.
That's very true. Yeah, and having some conversations with neighbors who are always going. They're like, man, this is so weird, but they like it. Like, it's good to have kids in sports and all that sort of thing, and definitely endorse that. But parents have noted that just not having to run, like go to work, get back and run the kids to wherever. It's kind of a nice break for them, and they've been surprised by that. So I thought that was kind of an interesting conversation or three to have had.
Yeah, it's again a theme that people are talking about. It's just like having to stop and not be on everyone else's schedule. You have work, sports, your kids are in dance, and all these things that take so much time.
Music,
and
that's a big one.
Music is huge. So it's like, actually a lot of people, and this is a point we'll touch on later, is just like they like coming home or staying home, whatever, ending their work day, making a nice meal, relaxing, eating it slowly instead of like a quick we gotta go, hurry,
True.
Clean up, move. So I think that's been good. And this is something we've kind of tried to practice. Our kids are in sports, we play soccer, but we do try and have a slower pace of life because we don't love running from activity to activity. And so we've said this for years. Actually, we've decided on this early on in our marriage. So
that's interesting.
It's an interesting conversation that people are just like, this is nice.
And they're picking up on the good vibes in that regard too.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. So take it easy. Enjoy the
enjoy this slow season.
Yeah.
And I'm actually interested to see how this will post quarantine, if people will just pick up and start running around again, or if they're going to start you know what? No, we want this slowness. We like the slow pace. We're going to pick and choose what we want to be actually involved in.
Perhaps integrate that into the life beyond the quarantine.
Yeah.
I think it's healthy.
I think it's good too.
To a degree.
Yeah.
What else?
The next point we wrote down is people are more connected, ironically. So mainly families. But talk about that conversation you had with your friends.
Which one was that?
The teenager conversation.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry, I couldn't remember what she was referring to. But yeah, a couple occasions we've heard that families with teenagers in particular, kind of get to that age where the young fella, 13, 14, 15 years old, and at that stage in life, we kind of start to distance ourselves a little bit from our family and start doing our own thing, and sometimes even communicating with guys in particular at that age. I don't know about girls, never had them and wasn't hanging out with them that much at that point. I was always doing the sports myself, as you can see. Grow my playoff beard too prematurely. But
playoff beard for Buffalo?
Oh, yeah, that hurts. Come on. But parents have been saying that it's been interesting to see how my teenage son, in particular, has been reconnecting with us. And, like through this quarantine time, they've kind of come around a little bit in a way that surprised them. That, I'm sure the young fellas are missing their friends and all that sort of thing, but really being able to be with their family has been kind of instrumental in opening up the doors of conversation once again and, integrating into family life.
Yeah, the woman she did a really nice post, and she just said, like, over the last year, we've been kind of losing our son to, like, peer pressure and to friends and, like, that typical teenage stage. And then this has really brought him back almost. And she was really, really happy about that. And she just said, like, we didn't know kind of how far he has wandered in his sense.
Yep.
Yeah. And now he's, like, kind of back. And I don't know, it just kind of reset how things used to be for them before he kind of became a teenager. So we're not in that stage yet. So hopefully a quarantine will happen when
right now ours just wrestle and
yeah, they're always in our face.
Yeah.
Angela has said quarantine has been so good for us. I need my glasses.
Right on.
I think these things are so small, but that's awesome. So yeah, couples are definitely experiencing that. I've been seeing, like, and this is again something we'll touch on later, but we have been seeing tons of people, like husbands and wives, walking. And families bike riding.
Yeah.
And
playing sports out on the street. There's
hanging
a guy
out.
Just up the street right now playing basketball out on the street. It's
kids.
Great.
Yeah.
Road hockey.
Yeah. So connecting has been really, really awesome.
It sure has. And here we are connecting with you too on what is today?
Well, we've been,
Saturday?
Yeah,
Today's Saturday?
Today, I don't know. Who knows?
Every day is a Saturday.
We've been ditching the kids. We go for a walk after supper just to get a little.
Speaking of
time.
connecting.
Speaking of connecting, they can connect with each other and we can just kind of remove ourselves. But it's been good. So just because I like it. I like
paint sales are up for sure. Like you go to Lowe's or the color shop in Brantford or wherever you buy your paint, and the honey-do list is definitely getting done.
The honey-do list.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even here.
Even here, unbelievable.
Yeah, he painted our washroom.
Yep.
A couple things.
Dude came yesterday to look at some doors to redo, so things are getting done.
Yeah,
sweetheart.
Things are getting done.
Yeah.
People are loving it.
That's good.
And also we have time here with no notes, but time.
There's lots of time.
We just kind of feel like we got time back just to go. Yeah, I don't know. It's like every day is like 75 hours, so.
The perpetual Saturday.
It never stops, okay. The cool thing, though, that did stop was autopilot. So we have been going, working, running, doing all these things just
people.
Society, yeah.
Yeah, go.
And we think it's really interesting that the autopilot has stopped because we've been forced to stay home. And again, with all these conversations we're having with people, I think it's been although it's a hard circumstance, we're in a season of uncertainty. Mm-hmm. Lots of people have been saying, like, the autopilot, I didn't realize how our life, it's a lot of introspection, I guess. They didn't realize
providing
how...
a time for introspection is for sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And they didn't realize, like, how busy they were or how just chaotic life got, because you just add one more activity, and then next thing you know, you don't even have time to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
So people have been saying, like, the rat race in a sense has stopped.
Yeah.
So.
And you think about life in general, like you work, you take if you have children, oftentimes you're taking them to sports or some activity, and that you're involved in some things. Like I've got some friends that are involved in more sports than even when I was younger that they were. I'm just like, how do you guys keep going?
I always wonder about their wives. The friends you're referring to.
No. So it's just kind of, it's good to have this check, I guess you would say, in terms of the busyness of things, and maybe there is a blessing getting back to the family life and the simplicity of things a little bit more, and doing things together, which is very important because
there's a lot to be said about the simple life. And actually the first book I read this year was called To Hell with the Hustle.
To Hell with the Hustle.
And it was just talking about this Jefferson Bethke.
Yeah.
And he was just talking about, like, we're in such a hustle society where we go, and we don't have time to breathe. We force it on our kids, and we sign them up for, like, every activity under the sun. And which I'm all about activities. Like, my kids, they love music, so I'm the one that teaches them the music, but they do their sports, and we have our soccer, so I'm not, like, anti
exercise, fitness, fun. Yeah.
But
we love fun. Have as much fun as you can.
I think there's a time and a place, sort of. And so it's just like, I don't know. That's the one thing that I keep coming back to, but it's the Hell with the Hustle. And then there's this other book I really wanted to order, and it was something along the lines, like something about stopping the hurry. And this forced us to. So this was something I've been talking to my friends about. I'm like, I'm reading this book. This is so interesting. You guys got to try it. You look at these principles. They're really neat. And then like a month later, it was just like, okay, it's happening. Whether we read the book or not, we're living
it. Full steam.
Like it or not. And again, the benefits I think are really cool. So the other thing we wanted to chat about was we've been finding that we have been, and I'm sure this is kind of true across the board, healthier habits are forming.
Such as drinking more coffee from the table.
I've been drinking more tea, but...
You're a better woman than I.
You're showing the mug that we stole from the cottage.
Oh, yeah.
What if Aunt Brenda watches?
This one, I liked it so much. I stole it from our cottage. Isn't it cool? For those that you can see.
It's very retro. It's from like the 70s,
Oh, man.
60s?
60s probably.
Yeah,
hold on to the 60s as long as you can.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So healthier habits.
Yeah.
So what have you guys been doing? Have you been eating at home a lot? I know a lot of people are because nothing's open.
Not just eating at home, but making
Cooking,
the food,
real
cooking.
food.
Yeah, like maybe there's skip the dishes, take some takeout, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, are people more cooking now than they ever have before? Because you've got the time to prepare a real meal, or are you just staying away from the stores and? This is saying, there we go. Connection just got lost, so we're back again.
Oh, too many kids on a screen.
Too many screens right now. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so the healthier habits, because I've found a lot of people, because of this busy lifestyle where it's like, okay, you come home at 5, you have to cook because at 6 you need to be at the field. It's like, okay, we're not buying the frozen pizza or the processed food. We're actually taking time. So I've seen a lot of women specifically, although there has been a couple of men who said things on Facebook, that have just said, I've really enjoyed actually cooking real meals and taking the time, because there's something creative about it. I don't mind cooking. I actually like it for the most part. But for the people who hate it, I kind of feel bad for them. But
and she's a good cook.
And now we're cooking like 17 times a day.
17
like
times a day?
Lunch, dinner, snacks, baking. But it's a lot less processed food. So I was just wondering about you guys. Have you been eating out? Actually, we had one, or probably just one meal so far.
Luke and Julie say yes, no more takeout! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Wow.
No takeout. You guys are disciplined. Good for you. Good for you. Give props to that.
The other thing is the walking. So we've been, it's just such an uptick. We sit near our window and, I swear, just stare at the streets. But lots of people have been walking. It's kind of nice to see.
Walking their cute little doggies.
Yeah. Well, those people are always forced to, but...
True. But...
regular people just
they're
walking.
Cute. If you've got a little puppy, feel free to walk past our house because the kids love it. We have a no-tail squirrel that we watch. It's pretty awesome. No-tail. Yeah. You know, the birds.
Bunnies.
All those sort of things. Anyway, not to detract. One of the things that I have also felt that this situation has brought upon us, just a little bit of an opportunity to reflect on life on the whole as well. We have been living, in a sense, on a knife's edge. Things have been so fragile that you think about the stock market and how, just a month ago, it was the highest level as far as, Canada is concerned, probably the United States too, that it has ever been. And then just overnight, literally you see this thing drop like a rocket. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us put our hope, our security in the economy or whatever the case is. And yeah, it's important, but this really has revealed what we put our hopes in and how that can really rattle us. That we live on an ice edge. Things are not as sure as we would like to think they are. And, that's been sobering.
It's a huge perspective shift.
Yeah.
So I think people are realizing what's important. The things are nice, obviously. Everyone wants a nice car and all that. But we're all stuck at home.
Right, we're equalizer.
It's been the great equalizer, and I've heard that kind of across the board too.
Right on. Mm-hmm. That's weird, eh? My grandpa used to say death is the great equalizer. Barney, I love you, buddy, but
quarantine.
The quarantine is the great equalizer. Whether you come from great wealth or, you're a little bit more in a fragile situation that way, we're all stuck in here and thinking probably the same things and feeling the same things.
Yeah. And it's across the world. It's not just Brantford or Canada.
That's right.
It's across the board. We're talking Italy, obviously, is the first one that comes to mind. China. All these countries, we're all in the same boat.
I can't even give Nancy a hug right now. And really, really sorry about that.
We did walk by your house yesterday, though, Nancy.
Yes, longingly. Actually, I saw you in your backyard. I was so tempted to run up and give you a big hug, but then I thought 6 foot rule. Sorry, no, won't do it.
Who is this Nancy lady you're talking about?
Mrs. London.
Yeah, it's been a good perspective shift. And you know what, like a long time ago, and this is probably why we kind of changed the way we have done things. We had a big perspective shift 7 years ago when I got sick.
Mm-hmm.
That just showed us how, like, what's important, and it's family and it's relationships. So, what did she say? She walks my dog every day.
But always have cooking meals at home and baking, which I never do.
Okay, we're
wow.
gonna get Alexis to drop off muffins at your house.
Okay. Do you know the Muffin Man?
Anything else? So those are the 5 or 6 benefits we've been kind of just talking to people and seeing on Facebook, of course.
Yeah.
And
so rested,
so everything's
connected.
Really, really negative. But if you just kind of shift the perspective, there's a lot of positives that are coming out of this. Business-wise, that's a whole other thing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's like everyone, I don't know, there's stuff I think we can take away from the quarantine if we just kind of pause and contemplate a little bit, which hopefully this...
Well, positively speaking, even as far as business is concerned, perhaps, we'll be able to get a few cars off the road, like now that people are a little bit more comfortable, perhaps, working from home. Even if you take yourself off the road, if you drive from where we are, Brantford-ish, to Toronto, 2 days a week, that's gotta help,
Well, yeah, we didn't even talk about the benefit of the world.
That's right.
Venice canals are being cleared up. You're seeing China has such
air quality is
huge,
improving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huge improvement on air quality.
Well, I'll say here's I guess you'd say an open confession. I have a reason in a sense to be concerned. I've just invested the past 3 years of my life training to get into the aviation industry, and just a month ago, I'm telling you, one month ago, Canada itself, never mind the rest of the world, there was a 7,000 pilot shortage. They needed 7,000 more pilots.
Yeah, it was a sure thing.
Sure thing. There it is. That needed to make up the deficit that Canada is facing alone in that world of aviation. And literally overnight, WestJet laid off 7,000 pilots. And Air Canada is 18,000. I don't know if that includes flight attendants. I can't remember the statistic exactly. But nothing is sure. There's just no promise for anything. And, it's
so
just...
enjoy it while it's here.
Enjoy it while it lasts. That's right. Ride it out while you can. But you just
Julie
don't know.
said that Luke has been given the gift of time because he doesn't have to commute anymore. So that saves 2 hours a day for him.
Amen.
I would say. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, lots of time. Even myself, my commute's 15 minutes, maybe 20 on a bad day, if that. And that's me stopping at Tim Hortons for a coffee. And it's just being able to get up and get working without getting dressed or putting makeup on or doing my hair or anything like that. I'm just able to get up and move. And it literally saves time. Now I'm doing a different type of work, so it's hard to say about time. But it does make things, it's a huge difference. And that's a 20-minute commute, so...
Right. That's good to hear that some people are saving time that way.
Yeah. If you have any other benefits, let us know.
Yes. Redeeming the time. It's not kind of interesting. And I've kind of felt like we've been kind of pushed into this rest space.
Yeah.
Really and truly.
Forced rest.
It's a forced rest. It's terrible the way that it's come upon us, but the world has been rushing. We don't stop. I don't know how many years ago it was, but shopping on Sundays, that used to be a thing that didn't happen. Now we don't stop. Now we've got 24-hour, 7-day a week
McDonald's 24
outfits,
hours.
right?
Yeah.
And it's just man, oh man, people need to rest, and maybe we're just kind of pushed into this little space where it's okay, y'all need to take a break.
Yeah, I think the LCBO is taking Mondays off, which is nice for their employees. Take a day.
Right on. Yep.
Yeah, because rest is even essential for health. You want to talk about not getting the coronavirus? One of the main things you can do
to not get it
is to be rested. You need sleep, or else your immune system is weakened. So for any sickness.
Right.
So.
Immune system
is
weak. Yeah.
But
Get your rest.
So
that's really it.
So we'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and let us know in the comments if you have any other benefits that we didn't touch on, because we only did 6. We probably could have kept going, but
yeah,
you got to stop sometime. I mean, we have the whole day. We have nothing going on.
Let's go, Buffalo.
Alrighty.
I'll shave this beard off for you guys next
Okay, you
time.
want to press finish there on the right-hand side?
Have a good day, everyone.
Alright,
Shalom,
see you later.
shalom.
Thank you.
Finish.